Guys, welcome to the Kind of Funny podcast. Kevin's telling me to wait.
No. I was sorry. You're good.
Each and every day, 4, sometimes 3 best friends gather around this table and talk about topics and talk about love and life and living.
Sometimes deeply about chicken curry.
We were talking about Burger King a little while ago and why I'm really worried about. I'm super hesitant to eat at some fast food restaurants near my house. You're joined by me, Andy Cortez, Cool Greg, Joey Noel.
What's up?
Kind of Funny Kevin. We're running low right now on employees.
We got a skeleton crew.
Everybody's gone. The guys thought it'd be great to take an extended Thanksgiving vacation, which is great for them. Happy for you. Glad you're having fun.
It's not that.
Overseas.
They're in London for the meet and greet of the
They all
world
decided
tour.
to go just with their spouses and have a beautiful, lovely time.
Leave us here.
And we're just kind of
ourselves?
stuck back here, Cool Greg.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucked up.
Doing
you
all
know?
the work.
But all my favorite ones are still here, so that's good.
Exactly.
true.
That's what I'm talking about. Except Nick can kind of sometimes be your favorite, right?
It's my guy. It's the
Sometimes.
gang to my shit. Gang to my shit, man. I don't know about the favorite, though.
The gang to my shit. I don't know about the favorite, though. We asked you all to submit a lot of questions for us.
Yeah.
Because first off, what the fuck are we going to talk about, right?
Second off, you can find us on podcast services and YouTube.
Everywhere, guys. But
Yeah.
you all know that if you're listening to it. If you've never listened to us and this is your first show, I'm so sorry. Right? You can find us also on youtube.com/kindoffunny and youtube.com/kindoffunnygames for all our games related content. But you all probably know that already. I want to start off with a question that was posed to me and Nick during KFAF that I said, wow, that's kind of a cool question, but I'd like to save it.
Okay.
Now, I'm the only one who has really authority on the topic because I'm the only one who has watched it before. But somebody suggested if you all were powered in the world of My Hero Academia, what would your quirks be?
Okay.
And let me give you some backstory on My Hero Academia.
You've never watched this, Cool Greg.
Nah,
I think
Me
Cool Greg would love it. It's on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, have you watched it?
I have not.
I really think Cool Greg would enjoy it. So we've talked about My Hero Academia before. Kind of what the world is. It's similar to X-Men but reversed, where 80% of the world has some sort of power. Whether that's I can lift a mountain out of the ground, I'm super strong, or every time I cough, maybe some ice breath will come out every once in a while. Like some people are super low powered and they can do menial tasks like heat up a bowl of soup or something.
Like if you touch that, you can make that colder.
Like in Family Guy where Meg had the nails.
Yeah, exactly. But some people are mega powered or whatever. And the world is really cool because they look at it from the sense of how can you market yourself as a hero to become really popular sometimes, you know? Like there's some people that essentially My Hero Academia is a story of this world where there are professional heroes that get paid to do this, and this is their livelihood and their job to save the world from evil heroes that want to, destroy it or whatever. Villains, yeah, they call them villains. But there's also
No one else calls evil heroes villains.
that's what I meant to say. Yeah, why did I say that? But there's a school like Hogwarts where they teach young heroes and how to be a professional. And there's some people that are like, wow, you've got a really cool move and a cool costume. You're going to be super marketable. And then when you graduate, there's a lot of agents that want to pick you up and make you professional or whatever.
Interesting.
But the quirks are not like X-Men. This is not like... Some of them are, but some of the powers in this world, they're called quirks, are the weirdest fucking things you've ever heard of. Again, some of them are normal. You could be super strong. Some of them can fly. There's a guy named Best Jeanist who he's like covered in denim. Like he's wearing denim head to toe, and he can like summon really strong threads, and he can wrap people up and stuff. Very, very weird.
Well, he shoots it like Spider-Man?
Yeah, kind of like that. There's a guy called like one of the guy, his power is like tape, and he shoots tape out of his elbows, and he could swing like Spider-Man, or he could wrap people up in it. There's Best Jeanist. There's a girl named. But the way they name it, the powers is very weird. One of the powers is headphone jack, and one of the girls, her earlobes are like headphone jacks, and she could plug them into a wall and hear anything that's happening inside of that building or the surrounding areas. But it's just very weird. Odd quirks like that. Now, some of the guys are fairly normal. There's a guy who he's half hot and half cold.
Okay.
And he inherited the cold side from his mom and the hot side from his dad. But he hates his dad, so he never wants to use his hot side. It's a kind of cool like character arc there, but he can summon giant walls of ice, or he could go wreck shit with fire or whatever. That's cool. But so what the question was posed to us, like, what do you think your all's quirks would be? What would you want them to be? Mm-hmm. And I kind of want to make them after our personalities here in the office,
okay.
As opposed to like, oh, I'd want to fly, or I'd want to.
Yeah.
There's a guy who could talk to all animals, which I think is really cool.
That's actually sick.
Dr. Dolittle.
They probably have some dumbass opinions about shit.
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
They ain't
Yeah.
woke,
Yeah, they're not woke. There's a girl in there who has the ability to create something as long as she knows how it is chemically composed. Like she can summon it. Like
Does she have to like
if
look
she
it up or?
Yeah, like so she studies this stuff. So if she can create a steel wall, knowing that it is this part, blah blah blah, and this part. You know what I mean? Like it's really cool. It's a kind of cool creative thing.
sick.
But I want to know what would our quirks be here based on kind of who we are and what we do.
I feel like yours cool quirks would have to be something paint based.
I think so
I feel
too.
like invisibility would work really well.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Because then he can go and do all these little painting things that he wants, never be seen.
I think a lot of what I think he'd have a lot of very Spider-Man like abilities where he can climb on walls and maybe run up walls, and gravity doesn't affect him a whole lot.
But the invisibility one, I think, also works with the personality of sometimes he just wants to disappear into it,
Because you are
But
very
don't we
much
all?
most of the time like, I'm gonna stay, I'm gonna do my own thing, I'm gonna stay out of people's way.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna do my
I'm the
thing and
same
get
way.
out.
Okay.
Definitely, man. Just trying to do my job, show up. But actually, yeah, I wouldn't have thought invisibility if you just said it out loud. But after you explained it, yeah, I think that's a good one. Invisibility.
I think that makes sense for personality purposes too. I think invisibility is always, whenever people say, what are your top 5 power? What would your? It's always like invisibility or flying. Mostly invisibility, so you could, I don't know, fucking steal money from people and just have it for yourself or whatever. But that's more of a personality trait for Cool Greg, and I think that matches a lot.
Yeah.
What would Kevin's be? Kevin's would be like something with handyman, like being like his
Inspector Gadget?
His hands, no, not even like a gadget thing, because a lot of these characters, some of them don't even look human. And so
would he be like Edward Scissorhands?
There's a guy who can summon concrete. He can like not summon it, but like
manipulate
it a lot. Yeah. So one of the training facilities they have is like this giant fucking warehouse, and it's all concrete, and he kind of runs all of it because he can create all these obstacles and stuff for the heroes to train in. But I think Kevin's would be that his hand is like a Swiss Army knife kind of. Where like it's got all sorts of different tools,
I 100 like
I
Edward
can see that.
Scissorhands, like
corkscrew. You got a
One of them-
Phillips head, a flathead.
one of them has to be a Sharpie because Kevin always has a Sharpie.
Sharpie,
I'd
his
have
straw.
Yeah, these metal straws.
How would it work if he was a metal? Like, how would he drink out of it? If his finger was a metal
Oh,
straw?
that's a good point.
Or maybe he would
Oh,
just have to
Joey.
put his finger in things,
Oh, ew, no. I want to drink it through my mouth.
Well,
Definitely
you don't
wanna-
necessarily get to make these rules,
I understand,
Kevin.
but like, why can't it just come out of like the middle of my finger? So that way it like sticks out that way, and I can just dip it in stuff.
No, I like the idea of Kevin drinking with his finger way better.
So gross.
Or what if one of your fingers has like antibacterial wipes where it just cleans that hand? You know what I mean? Like you just spray down your gross
I only
finger.
have so many fingers. I was gonna
But
say
we can make our own rules. You could have 12 fingers on each
That's
hand.
true. Ken.
I was gonna say if I could like kind of choose thinking with my personality, I would want to do multiple Kevins, but
no.
downside is they don't go back.
Mm,
So
fuck.
you know
They're
what I
always
mean?
around.
Yeah,
We gotta just have one Kevin.
and you
Yeah.
gotta deal with multiple Kevins. I feel like that.
That's
I don't know if we
Yeah,
can
I
do
just
that.
don't know if that's like a My Hero Academia quirk, because normally the quirk would be that like you would summon multiple versions of you.
Oh man.
And I could hear it already. When I think of Kevin and all his tools, immediately when they always introduce their characters, and it's
Yeah.
like Kevin Coelho, quirk, multi-tool. He could summon different tools in his fingers or whatever, and like that would be the name of the quirk. If you can you Google right now, Kevin, just My Hero Academia quirks,
On it.
because the way they name them again is also very very weird. Like they're not they don't say. It's not like Pokemon where you're a fire type or you're an ice type. They're always named in a very non-conventional way.
What's a quirk factor?
Wait, hold on. Let me go back.
Good. Yeah.
Category?
List of
Or
quirks?
list of quirks. Yeah, list
Bam.
of quirks. That's
Bam.
perfect. Because if we made Cool Greg, it would be like disappear. It wouldn't be invisibility. It would be disappear.
Acid.
Yeah, emitter. Yeah.
Sorry.
Are people chatting right
So
now?
I see. Absorb and release.
Why are people chatting?
I
down
don't know,
there?
man. This website's weird.
It's
I don't
fucking
like
weird.
It. I don't like it.
Uh,
Acid. Air pollution. Oh, that sucks.
air propulsion.
I gotta
Why would you want to make the air unhealthy for other people?
Yeah, you're right.
So the main character has
All for one.
all for one.
Ooh.
See, animal voice. That's one of the guys who can talk to all different animals.
Dude, all for one is really cool.
You can just steal other people's.
Yeah, all
powers?
for one is kind of what one of the main villains in the story has.
Oh.
Keep on scrolling. Keep on
This
scrolling.
is just such a weird one.
That's just like a little mini
Telekinesis.
force power.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but again, some of these things are people who have some of these quirks aren't. They're just working at a bank or they're working at a grocery store. They're not pro heroes.
I don't like that a bunch of these quirks on this website don't have descriptions. Like Beast, and it's a description unknown.
Could be spoilers, Kevin. Who knows?
Oh, you think so?
Ooh, a black hole.
Yeah, Black Hole is cool. That's what one of the main heroes. Well, he's like one of the teachers at this school has.
What the fuck is blood manipulation?
Let's see. The quirk allows users to manipulate their blood, such as harden or restrain others. This allows others to reabsorb their blood. So one of the guys who has Blood Curdle is the cool one. There's a villain in this story named Stain, where if he tastes your blood, he can stop you from moving. But
that's
it is
gross.
based on the blood type. So from like A to O negative or whatever, depending on the one, you are sort of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Restricted?
Yeah, like, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? You just can't move. I guess restricted.
Immobilized?
Mobilized.
Yeah, I guess so.
Stupefied.
It's a
Frozen?
Pokemon move. Yeah, you're basically frozen. You can't move.
Paralyzed.
For paralyzed, that's what I'm looking for. You're paralyzed for a certain amount of time. So there's a cool moment in the show where they all get fucked up, but then they realize, wait, I'm free. Why am I free now? And it's like, well, what's your blood type? And it's kind of stupid, but it's like, oh, I'm an A. Oh, I'm a B negative. That's why I'm stuck here. So whatever. But again, these quirk names are just hilarious. Joey's quirk, I believe, would be something with like multitasking.
I still like the copy as my quirk, and then I have to destroy the other copies, but they're trying to destroy me too. You know
I think
what
Tim would help you destroy those other copies.
100%. 100%. Give him a blade. He'll
I
stick
think
it in
we
there.
all might.
The quirk allows users to copy the quirk of anyone. Oh, see, that's just copying quirks, though. That's not making duplicates of yourself.
Copycat.
What do your copies do? Like, do they all go home to Palo with you?
No, I mean, I got to kill them before they get there. You know what I mean?
Fuck.
Would she
Yeah.
be able to tell your copies apart from you?
No, they're identical with the exception that when you stab them, they like explode.
How much thought
And
have
they
you put
make
into
a
this?
mess.
I mean, that's really on brand
It's
for
a lot to
Kevin.
clean
You
up.
see what I'm talking about?
But one of your fingers has like a big cloth on it. You can wipe away all the blood.
Like one of those like ShamWow things that like absorbs a
Yeah.
ton of stuff.
What's it? Dental manipulation. Oh, yeah, there's a villain who
That's
uses that.
weird.
It's really gross and creepy.
Oh,
don't
man.
like
And
that.
I just thought right now, they can't create copies.
Yes, that'd be great.
So one way to prove that I'm the original Kevin is I can make another copy and immediately kill him.
It sounds like you're always going to be under threat, though, from these copies.
Yeah, but
I feel like that's how
they,
Kevin likes to live his life.
they also have that sense of completion that is so important to us Kevins, where it's like, oh, you gotta
Did
make
you just
sure
say
you do
us
the
Kevins?
you gotta make sure
He
you
did,
do the job. You know what I mean?
He's having way too much
Yeah.
fun with this idea, and I have a feeling this isn't the first time that Kevin's thought
No,
about this.
not at all. Yeah, I think Joey's would be like multi-brain,
Like this?
where you have at least 6 brains.
Oh no. Oh, I don't know. Do I want 6 brains? That's a lot.
You have 6 brains, and it's not that it makes you smarter. It's just that
it lets you deal with different problems at the same time. I love it.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I could just be like running 7 different projects and not feel like my brain's gonna explode.
But here's the thing: all your brains are in your different limbs,
I don't know if I like
so
that.
it makes you really vulnerable
Thank you.
to getting hit in a lot of these different areas.
They might hit you.
If
with
you
the
got
brain.
you got a brain in your bicep, you got to be careful. Your brain is your bicep. That's the thing. You know what I mean? No calves, just brains.
Ew, I don't.
It's pretty gross.
That's really gross.
Does the calf
But I like
still,
the-
Does the calf still work as a muscle?
Yeah.
Your
Just
brain
making sure.
is your brain a muscle?
No, it's an organ.
Your heart is a muscle.
Yes.
Your heart's a muscle. The
Okay.
love muscle. Russell the love muscles.
I don't like that either.
Greg's would just be, I don't know, just being super tall.
Like that's all
feel
he
like-
gets. He already has too many talents, Kevin. We can't give him anything else.
But I feel like his would be loudness, but sometimes he can't shut it off.
Or endless energy. Something like that.
No, that's
There's
what
a character in the
Do you
show
think
that
it's like he could scream
The
at a
fire.
level that would like emit a shockwave?
there's a
No,
character
that's a
like that called
banshee.
Present Mike, and I always hear Prison Mike whenever they say it. I think it would have. There's a woman named Mount Lady who can grow to the size of like 3 miles taller. I don't know. She's super tall. She becomes basically a giant or whatever. But that's what I think for Greg. Shoto Aizawa. Shoto Aizawa is really cool. He's one of the teachers. Mm-hmm. His power is eraser or whatever the fuck. Mm-hmm. But if he looks at you, you cannot use your power. And if he blinks, that's when he breaks his concentration or whatever.
Can he just restart it afterwards?
Wait, yeah, I think so. I think it takes some, but he has a thing covering his eyes, so the enemies never know who he's looking at. There's a moment where he's surrounded by a bunch of like C-list enemies, and they know they're C-list. They know they're just mobs, but they're like, we don't know who he's shutting off. And all of a sudden, one of them tries to do a move and they can't. It's because he's looking at them, and he fucks them up, and he looks at some. It's really, really cool. He's probably my favorite character in the whole show. And he's got really cool hair that like goes up Super Saiyan style whenever he's using his power, Kevin. It's a really cool
That's
effect.
dope.
Oh, and these little like cloths around his neck, they can like restrain people and he can throw them at enemies, and he's just the coolest dude. But he's also like that
It
troubled.
sounds like he has a lot of powers. I'm not gonna lie.
He's also like that troubled kind of Spike character, Spike Spiegel, Cowboy Bebop dude. He's just like, whatever.
you
He's
ever
always.
watch Naruto?
Just
I
jaded.
never watched Naruto. No.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. It wouldn't make sense.
You're talking about the other guy, right?
Yeah.
I know that.
He's got cool powers, but
Yeah.
he's also troubled.
Yeah.
I don't
Cool
know.
powers of trouble.
Spike from the Rugrats too, the dog.
Oh, the dog.
Real trouble.
Yeah.
Real troubled life right there. Tim's would be, like he could sell you on anything.
Yeah, that's
The-
like I feel like he
he's-
could like mesmerize you with his blue eyes. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and that convinces you to thinking that whatever he's selling you is a good idea.
Yeah.
So
But
it's
he
not
can't-
necessarily that he's really convincing
Same
it.
thing, can't turn it off.
Yeah, that's a good
You
point.
know, like Code Geass at the end, where it's like, oh, you use it too much, eventually it's always on.
and he wouldn't necessarily be a pro hero. I think he would just work
No,
in these
he'd be-
advertisement agencies and
yeah.
firms,
Making
and stuff.
deals,
yeah,
shaking hands.
making bucks.
So if that's Tim's, does that mean that Cool Greg also has that, but it's a stronger power? Since
To
Tim
sell?
is the second best baby blues in America.
Oh shit.
Or in San Francisco.
Yeah, well maybe we're thinking about secondary abilities now that Cool Greg
Are there
has.
secondary?
But maybe Cool Greg doesn't want to use that.
Did we drop the Halloween thing yet?
The Halloween.
Yeah.
That's out.
Yeah.
What Halloween thing?
Hellscape.
Oh yeah, we did.
Oh yeah, I lost it, man. He beat me.
Yeah,
He has the number one title
Tim,
now.
Tim has the number one.
Fucked
That's
up.
fucked up, man.
We all know it's
So this
fake,
is like
but
a B
whatever.
storyline where you're just trying. That's
Trying to
always
come
up
back.
for grabs.
It was clearly
I don't
just
know.
it was clearly just formulated for the crowd, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Bullshit.
This Tim had to win, huh? Fucking
Phonies.
bullshit.
But you shut him
Nick.
down. See, because I also feel like Nick has that like
I want Nick's to
Charm.
yes,
Like no matter how gross
capability.
and awful he is, you still like him.
Yeah, and he never like really makes you mad.
See, I'd really like Nick's quirk to be turned just a little smaller. It's because like I feel like it'd
He'd be
real
so
funny
mad.
if his power was
Well,
just
Kevin,
shrink like 6 inches.
Oh, I
It's
see,
like,
I see. I see.
Alright.
That would be really funny if he got down to like 3.5 feet tall. Because here's
Not even that
Maybe.
much.
Do
Just
you think
5
it could
feet
be
tall.
activated by like rage? Like you
Yeah.
know how people are like
Like the
categorically you get really big, but he gets smaller when he's mad.
that's a good idea. I like that a lot.
I love it.
I like that a lot.
Because there's nothing that would be funnier than Nick that gets smaller when he's mad, and that would make him more mad, and he'd get smaller.
That's a damn good idea. Because again,
Also, that could be useful. You know, like, hey, get me mad so I can get under this door.
get me pissed off. I need to get mad. Let me think about The Last Jedi, you know?
Oh man, stop.
I think, because again, 20% of the people in this world are quirkless. They are born without any power.
Oh, how
man.
mad would he be if he didn't have a power? In the
He would be
rest
so,
of
that would be it. He would be quirkless because he'd walk in and feel so left out and get mad as if he was invited to this party. He wasn't invited to a
Yeah.
party, you know, that everybody showed up to.
That
Yeah, I think
definitely
he would be
did
quirkless.
happen.
Let's make him quirkless.
Okay,
It's so mean.
but it's really funny.
Yeah, I think it's really good. Barrett's would be Fuck, what would Barrett's be?
Sad boy Barrett.
So when I
The
say
Enigma.
sad boy Barrett, I immediately think his power would be melancholy. You know, he just puts out a sad aura.
And
Just
he
kinda
bums out the
bums-
enemies. Yeah. That or he always tweets watch-alongs to shows that he's watching.
I
And
could
it's pretty
see him
useless.
having like a mimic ability
I-
too,
you know
of
if-
like feeding off of other people's energy.
What would be funny is if just people that the last person that interacted with him wanted could feel what he was watching and would want to watch it too. You know?
I see.
So you're sitting there and all of a sudden you're like, man, I really want to watch Last Airbender.
But then we would always want to watch that, but then not really want to watch it.
I love Last Airbender. I'm all in.
Okay, well then you would be in charge of talking to
I'm still
Barrett.
saying that James Cameron's Avatar is better than that one. I don't really mean that. I just want to.
I know.
just wanna talk.
That's why
You
we
just
let
wanna
That's why you
people
ignored
mad.
it. That's why you ignored it. Well, that's our quirk talk, guys. Wait, hold on.
Perfect.
Did we miss any
Yeah, we
employees?
missed you.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
Oh. What would you would have to be something musical.
Would it, or could we just do hair growth? You know, your hair just grows.
Ooh, here's the thing. What if whenever I use the power, it would be something like hair growth, but the more I use it, I would lose hair too. So I'm kind of like,
Oh no.
It's a delicate balance.
yeah. Like it would go longer, but some
But
hair
it'd
would
be
fall out
thinner.
every time I used it. Yeah.
Is it just your head hair, or are you losing body hair too?
I feel like it has to be all hair.
I feel like all hair everywhere.
So you do it, and all of a sudden you got no more toe hairs.
Yeah, I'd love to not have
Yeah,
toe
no,
hairs.
that's what I'm saying. Like it could be. A
I
positive.
swear I have more hair on my toes than I do on my body, like my chest and stuff.
Like those toes, man. Let's see.
I mean, I always always trim them
No,
every
yeah,
once
you
in a
gotta
while.
trim them.
Does
Yeah.
it get like
Never
unruly?
trimmed my fucking toe hairs. Y'all gotta do that for real?
I mean, I look at them. If I'm when I cut my hair, I'm usually naked because I hate when hair gets on my clothes.
And then it's all
and then
pokey.
I have to throw you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I normally just cut my hair in the nude in my in my restroom. And I'll look at my toes and be like, yeah, let's get a little snip here and there. It's not that unruly. It's just
Yeah.
it's annoying
You
to me
sound
when
like a troll or something
yeah, it's
like
annoying
that.
to me when it stands out a lot where I have no hair on my chest or anywhere else. You know what I mean? I got to balance it out.
You just have toe hairs.
Yeah, I think it would be cool to have sort of a give and take there because one of the main character in this series is All Might, and he's kind of like the Superman. Whenever he shows up, he saves the day, and he's all powerful and all knowing. But the problem with All Might, oh Jesus,
How close,
Ew,
how
that's
close-
so
how close
gross.
Is that to your feet?
Are you showing the
Whoa.
people?
it's not on my feet; it's only on my toe, like on the knuckle,
Oh, that's
the
weird.
toe knuckle.
So it's like that middle one that says "My boyfriend has Hobbit." That
Um,
one.
Oh fuck!
I don't want to show.
No,
that.
it's
That's
not like
making me
that.
uncomfortable.
It's definitely not like that.
I looked up Hobbit feet is what that image was.
Gotcha.
Also, I wrote Hobbit in search, and feet was the second thing. Kinda
So
interesting.
All Might, most powerful character, he got hurt in a fight a long time ago, and every once in a while he sort of goes back to his really really weak form. So he was a character that was born quirkless, but was passed along a power through another hero. It's like this whole story thing or whatever. But he's a character that's slowly losing his power because he's grown weaker and weaker, but the public doesn't know it. And when he shows up, everybody just knows him as big, powerful, strong All Might, but it starts to get to the point where he can't be in that form for very long because he'll eventually shrink back to be this little tiny, skinny, frail man. Yeah, that's how he looks in his super strong form.
I want to
like-
watch the show. You won me over.
Kevin, it's really cool, man. Like towards the end, when a crazy powerful villain shows up and they need All Might to show up, and he's like, "Fuck, I don't know if I can pull this out right now." You know, I'm super exhausted.
He looks like such a weird combination of heroes in this. Of like his hair kind of looks like the Thor helmet,
Yeah, like Loki.
Loki.
or Loki,
Yeah.
sorry, but he has the coloring of Captain America and also kind of looks like Captain Marvel too, and like
Yeah,
I guess the Thor hair also.
he's also voiced by Christopher Sabat.
Oh, you talking about like the down hair? I see.
Yeah.
Hello, human. I am here. He's very, very powerful and superhuman, superhero-like, and everybody looks up to him. But again, towards the end of the later episodes, you know, he's got a bunch of little kids that can maybe fight with him. He also has pro heroes that can fight that are powerful. But everybody's like, "Oh, just wait until All Might gets here. We'll all be fine." But the public doesn't know how weak he actually is. So he shows up and he's fighting, and then steam starts coming off on him.
Oh, no.
Which shows
Like
that he's about to
overheating?
that he's like
He's gonna
exhausted.
turn back to norm.
Yeah, and then you're watching, and he's like, "Oh fuck, how are they gonna?" It's cool. It does a great job of that, and I'm almost done with my rewatch, and I'm glad I did it because I like it a lot more this time around. Where the first time I watched it, I was like, "It's good, but whatever." I think they do a great job with some kind of character moments and stuff. That's our My Hero Academia talk. Thank you for showing up, everybody.
Thank you.
This has been the Kind of Funny podcast.
That's the entire podcast. We're going to go to some reader/listener, I guess definitely not reader, but listener questions. If you want to submit questions for the show, you can go to kindoffunny or patreon.com/kindoffunny and be a bronze member or above. Just like, who do I want to pick
I'm glad
today?
you know all the details of that, Joey, because I certainly didn't.
That was really impressive.
What is...
I always forget the bronze stuff, Kevin.
Yeah. BJ Bernardo says, hey, y'all, how do you feel about ice hockey?
Good question.
Do you have
Like-
any feelings on ice hockey? Cool, Greg.
I've never been on an ice rink.
What?
Do you want me to teach you how to ice
Have
skate?
you ever been ice skating?
Yeah, definitely.
I can probably ice skate. I grew up like rollerblading a lot.
All right. I mean, like, it's different, though.
It's sure, but it's not like riding a bike where if I've never
It's
ridden
a
a bike,
totally
it'll probably
different
be hard.
mechanic, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of different.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, like,
They're similar.
Once you get it,
Yeah.
But the balance aspect is super similar, which I feel like is the hardest thing.
I don't know.
yeah, I've never
And
been
momentum.
on an ice rink.
Have you just never wanted to?
I just never really had the opportunity presented to me. You know, there
But
was
you-
one in Austin at one point that I just never
Like,
cared to go
here's
to.
what I'm saying. Like, I growing up, I did a fair amount of rollerblading. First time on an ice rink, fell on my ass a whole bunch of time. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
But you're also not super coordinated, Kevin.
I disagree.
Cool, Greg. When was the last time you were on an ice rink?
I think last year, just for Christmas time.
Oh shit.
Because they have all those ones like in Union Square, right?
Well, they just put them out for the public or whatever. Yeah.
Well, you still have to like pay for it.
Oh,
But,
really?
like it's like it's all decorated for Christmas.
But here's the
They're playing
thing.
Christmas music.
Again, Joey, you posed a question earlier. Have you ever gone away from the norm from your chicken katsu curry?
Mm-hmm.
And I always say no because I'm always scared to pay to experiment for something. You know what I mean? Where I know what I like, and that's how I am.
then how do you try new
I'm the same way
things?
with restaurants where if I go to a restaurant, I find what I like.
I get that, dude.
I hate going outside of what I like
Because you know you like it.
and if I don't get the other thing, what if it sucks and I also spend money on this shit? New restaurants, I'm more willing to try new shit because it's a new restaurant. I've never been there. But, would I pay to go ice skating? I don't know.
It's not that expensive.
Well, there was the best
like
friend that
$10.
works at the one downtown last year, so he got us a
He hooked you
free. And
up.
I was telling you guys you could do it too
That's
if you
right.
wanted.
I remember you
Yeah.
mentioning
Cool, Greg.
that.
Was that actually ice though?
I don't know. Is there fake ice or something? They
Yeah,
do?
they got plastic ones now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No worries, no worries.
But ice hockey.
Going back to it.
Obviously, I've never been on an ice rink, so I can't say anything about ice hockey.
Have you been to a hockey game?
Yeah, a local kind of team back home called the Killer Bees. They were like this
that's
kind
pretty
of
cool.
Good name.
little baby league.
Yeah.
Tiny little stadium, but it was still. I went there once and it was fun.
I like
I'm
hockey
just not a big
'cause-
hockey fan.
People get rowdy at hockey games, and that's just fun. I like that they can fight. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of fun.
I'm close friends with my man Eric, who's one of the guys from our kind of hockey community crew or whatever, and he's always talking about it. I can't get into it. Seems kind of lame to me. I know Mia Khalifa's always tweeting about it, and I like the fights and shit, but besides that, yeah, I can't do it. But hey, fuck that. Go Sharks, Bay Area shit. you know?
Go Sharks, yeah.
I know. That was the second part of his question is, have any of us been to the tank? Which is no.
I've skated at the tank. It's
Whoa.
Great. Yeah. And they have it open to the general.
Tryout,
Yeah.
open tryouts.
I once I was ice skating at our local ice skating rink here in near the Metreon, and after it was done, they had like some minor league game where it was like two minor league ice skating things going against each other.
Things.
He had a
Yeah.
And that
Teams.
shit, yeah, teams. That's the word I was looking for. And man, that was fun to watch. And every once in a while, Colin would put on his hockey games, and I'd watch, and I'd be like, "This shit's interesting." I feel like I could really get into hockey.
I just feel like you could explain icing to me a million times in a row, and I'll never understand what icing means.
I feel like we had a 45-minute explanation on one of the KF podcasts.
It's the same thing with offsides in soccer.
No, that makes sense.
I think aren't they the same thing?
No. Are they? Are they?
They're kind of the same thing.
Do I know what icing is?
I mean, I just hate that you have to worry about position. I wish those rules didn't exist. I enjoyed it a lot more.
But doesn't that also exist in football?
Well,
to a degree?
Yeah, but it's like if that rule were similar, existed in football, or if
I also don't know anything about football.
So like offsides in soccer is like
if they pass,
the other player can't be a certain amount of distance in front of the ball or whatever the fuck.
No, it's if they pass like a certain line.
People are real mad at the comments.
If there's the two guys that like are in front of the goalie, you know, there's the goalie.
Yeah.
There's two dudes in front of him. If they pass a certain line before like
the ball's there.
No, I don't think it's the ball.
Right? Before another defender is there.
Before those two defenders are there, then it's offside.
I just hate that shit. Just let them run wild.
But is that what the hockey thing is? Why didn't you just say
icing is similar to where like you can't hit the puck
like all the way down.
Yeah,
right?
without a certain amount of people. I don't fucking know. Either way, get rid of them. Just let those guys run wild. You know what I mean?
Do whatever
Kevin?
you want to do.
Because so football offside is very different. It just means that like if you're about to hike the ball, if somebody moves or jumps forward before the ball is hiked, then like I think that's just a lot different. But if a similar rule existed in actual football, then it'd be like, well, if there's two defenders over there can't be a wide receiver. I don't know.
People are now trying to explain icing. Tony Tran in the chat. Icing equals if the puck is shot into the opponent and from your half of the no, it's too many words happening here. You got
10 words, and then we're done.
But that's not really why I don't like it's just hockey. For me is just something I think that for me had to be inherited from my family.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And in South Texas, we don't give a shit about hockey. Like, there's not a lot of Dallas Stars fans amongst Latino fans, against Latino people. There's not amongst Latino people. We cheered for baseball, basketball, and football.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm not really a hockey fan. I rooted for the Dallas Stars that won NHL series that they won back like 15, 20 years ago or something. But other than that, I don't really care.
I smoke at the Metreon a lot, and over the years, I've seen the the San Francisco Bulls practicing over there because that's what they used to practice.
Is that their?
That's where they practice. I don't think that's where they play though.
No,
and,
who?
That's our team, but I believe we don't have them anymore.
I
It's
don't
the
think-
San Francisco Bulls.
Like a hockey team?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
was
it
that
was
like a minor? That must have been minor league hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing that he watched or that he
Gotcha.
saw them play. But I'm saying like, I've seen them do it a bunch.
That's
Yeah,
like the
they go
equivalent.
crazy.
That's like the equivalent of our Killer Bees team.
But I'm pretty sure we don't have them anymore.
I don't know.
Not a bad logo.
That doesn't sound familiar.
Not good.
It's a pretty bad logo.
What,
Yeah.
losing them?
No, the San Francisco Bulls as a team doesn't sound familiar.
I just remember all the munis had Go Bulls. And I was like, why the fuck do we care about the
This
Bulls?
is not
I mean,
Chicago.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
they used to
yeah.
play at the Cow Palace.
I was like, who the hell would have thought that?
So they
Close to the
they
town.
were an affiliate of the. Okay. Yeah.
We should go to the Renaissance Fair. I feel like we'd have a great ass
I'm
time.
1,000%.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Well, do you know about the Christmas one? What's it called?
The
The
Dickens.
Dickens.
Oh, that's
Fair.
the one I go to.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
We
the
went
one. I
last
love
year for
that
the
shit.
first time. It was really fun. Have you ever been to the Dickens Fair?
Never been.
So it's at the Cow Palace in Daly City, and they just like transform it into this like 18. I don't. That's probably not right. When was Dickens around? 1400s,
Whenever
1600s,
Dickens-
whatever.
No, it wasn't that old.
Oh,
don't
Charles Dickens.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought.
Whatever the fuck years he was
I
around.
think you were more right than wrong.
Hey Google.
When I was a little kid, we went there, and me and Tim heard a song played that we thought was the most hilarious thing ever. And it's like one of those prostitutes. What are they called? You
Yeah,
know
like
what I'm talking
pub
about, olden?
songs.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was,
like a pirate drinking song, but
I married
that.
a man that had no balls at all, no balls at all. I married a
everybody's
man
doing
that
their
had no
chants and shit.
balls at all. And me and Tim just thought it was the most hilarious thing we've ever heard.
Yeah, so this is the Dickens Fair. They turn the Cow Palace, which is just like a giant
Nothing.
warehousey arena thing. It's
It's
also
the
where they
most
have the dog
useless
show.
thing ever we have.
Hey, it has the dog show.
It's
How
the
do you
dog
spell
show,
it?
like the tattoo
Have you
expo,
ever
like
been
the
to
lizard
Dickens?
expo. Like, fuck out of
Did I
here.
spell it wrong?
No,
You
that's
spelled it
right.
How do you spell the what palace?
Cow Palace.
Like COW?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
It's a bad
so
name.
people just
Where
like
Eddie Guerrero won his
dress
title.
up.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Latino Heat.
A lot of people dress up, and then a lot of people don't, and they just go. But like they have all these like old timey like shows and craft and fair things, and they have a lot of like good food and like really good drinks and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of friends of mine back in Austin
It's
love
fun to
going
do
to the
that.
Ren Fair, and I've always been interested in it.
Let's go.
It just seems like a big to do.
Random story, real quick, is I went there a long time ago, probably
Dickens
like
Fair?
6th grade. Yeah, and they had a fencing little thing, and fencing with swords.
Yeah.
Yeah. So me and my cousin did it, and I guess he hella liked it. I think I liked it, but I don't really care too much. But like a week later, my uncle had bought us hella fencing shit. I ended up taking classes downtown.
Oh, what the
fencing
fuck?
for like 3 weeks, and I was like, yeah, Mom, I don't want to do this. I was never into it. I was trying to be nice, but like, I was good. But I had the sword and everything still at the house when I gave up. Like, oh,
You're like
shit.
Miko, Greg. I feel like we're one and the same. Where if we're not having a good time, we
We're out.
try to make it seem like we are having a good time
But how
because we
cool-
feel bad for the people.
How cool would it be if like randomly I was like, oh yeah, Cool Greg's really good at fencing, and like
God,
that was
that'd be
just a
so
fact.
cool.
That would be insane. Yeah.
That'd
Like
be
if you were really
crazy.
good at yo-yos, Kevin. And
Kevin,
went,
are you good at using kendamas? Do you know what those
the
are?
fuck is a kendama?
Is
It's
that
the
This thing Adam 22's always doing.
yeah.
What is it?
It's,
Oh, the two balls.
It has a ball on a string, and you like swing it up, and you try and land it, and it has like two like concave sides on it, and then it also has like a point and the ball has a hole in it, and you can land it on there. Kevin, you can Google it.
No, I got it.
So there's like 3 games in one, 3 difficulties.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that seems like something that Kevin would just like practice at home, like while
I don't
he's
think
watching
Kevin's
TV with
coordinated
Paula.
enough for that.
I'm more coordinated than you're saying.
What did you just say?
It's just like I don't know.
Those things.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm good at it. I'd say I'm like just at whatever average level is,
Sure.
Would I tell you that my dad,
I've just seen
big fan of kendamas and does this all the time when we're at home.
I've just
Does he have
seen
wait, I'm sorry. Real
different
quick.
footage of you
What? Falling?
handling a camera,
Oh,
and I've seen the results.
I feel like that has nothing with coordination. I'm not a good cameraman.
But I think that like a lot of that is like hand-eye coordination and
If you're talking about this thing that we just talked about, I was told to move around. I was told to walk around, move around, make it
Okay.
feel move. I didn't know. I would have held it still.
Gotcha.
If you
Okay,
wanted.
okay.
Just so you know.
it's bad direction. You got bad direction.
So
then.
you
I'll
don't
just say
sound
that.
misinformed.
You got
coming
bad
out here,
direction.
alright?
It just looked like you were in a dune buggy. Is what I'm saying.
I don't. He said move around, and I was like, I'm not a cameraman.
Yeah.
I've never pretended.
Some
to
of
be
the
a cameraman.
composition was just like, well, it's all good though. It's all
Welcome to the kind of funny
He
airing
told
of
me to punch
grievances.
in, punch out.
2019.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, kendamas.
Kendamas. Anyways.
It looks like something you would buy at a Ren fair.
Yeah, totally.
You know,
like
at a
all
what?
of those things.
At a Renaissance fair.
Oh,
it would look
gotcha.
like something you'd
It's
buy at a
an old
Renaissance
So
time.
fair.
there is one in Northern California at Casa de Fruta, which I feel like I've passed signs for a lot as a kid, but I couldn't tell you where that is.
Yeah, I have
But
no idea.
I think we should
Wait,
go.
the Renaissance Fair?
Yeah.
Isn't there one in Gilroy that's huge?
I think that's where Casa de Fruta is.
Is Casa de Fruta those weird signs you see all
Yep.
up through 5? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
That's
I thought so
hella
too.
You just said that.
All
do
of 5?
do we have to get dressed up if we go? I feel like that's the only way to do it, right?
I've never done that. I didn't know people actually did that. I always thought people dressed up were like a part of the show, but you're saying they're just the fans.
Oh no,
Yeah.
yeah.
That makes sense.
People just dress up.
Cool, Greg, you want to dress up like Star Trek characters?
Like we showed up at the wrong place. That's hella funny.
that's like a the sirens are on our end. I would love to do that, but I just feel like that joke is so played out.
Yeah, it's true.
Like it's the idea of dressing up as a future character showing up at a Ren fair is like very common.
Oh, it's
It-
like videos go viral.
It's
already
a
done
thing.
the thing.
Yeah.
Got it.
So it's just like, all right,
I've never seen that. That sounds.
I wish nobody
funny to
had
me.
done it.
Yeah.
And we would have done it, and we'd be super
KFAF type
famous.
shit.
Yeah. Show up as like a goddamn StarCraft character or something like that. You know?
I still think that
Warcraft.
Kind of Funny goes to the Renaissance Fair could be a good KFF.
Oh, for
day.
sure, for sure. Mostly because we're just looking and reacting and making fun of things, and trying to fit in as much as possible. And Nick trying to fit in anywhere.
Is great.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about Nick is when we are around other gaming people, and he'll drop like his gaming knowledge every once in a while, and I'm just like, you're such a bullshitter.
Trying to be cool.
Yeah. Should
That
we
was
take
a-
another question?
That was a big
Yes.
part of why I always used to play PS2 games. obviously I love it, but like when I would stream, because I didn't want nobody thinking like I was trying to fake it. Like I
Gotcha.
didn't want people being like, this motherfucking.
Oh, what do you think of the
fake
next game from
gamer?
Studio
Yeah,
Japan?
like,
is
oh
yeah.
shit.
Pedro Venegas, going off of this ice skating thing, says, "What incredibly common thing have you never done?"
This guy got way too much stories.
I know.
Yeah, way too much.
I feel like you have a lot of.
I mean, you
photos.
got to name the thing, and I'll say whether I have or not. It's so hard for me to even come
Pay my
up.
taxes.
You
that
have
one.
done that, Cool Greg. I've been
Put
with
that one
you.
out there.
You've done that multiple times. We've
So
gone
It was
on
a
it.
joke, my G.
Oh, I don't think I've ever watched a full football game.
Whoa.
Because I went to an all-girls high school. So we didn't, like, the all-boys one had a football team, but, like, that wasn't really a thing. We didn't really go. Then my college was too small to have a football team. And, like, I just don't think even on TV or anything, I don't think I've ever watched a full football game.
Wow.
Even, like, the Super Bowl, I don't think.
Holy shit.
I
I
know.
never had a Snapchat. Does
Really?
that count?
That seems like some you shit.
Just trying to think. I was always scared I was gonna like, not leak because I'm not taking fucking nudes, but like just send like things out that weren't supposed to
To the
go
wrong
out or some
person?
shit. Yeah. I
Do you
never
not use
understood it.
Instagram stories? Aren't they kind of the same
Instagram
thing?
stories is the only reason I use Instagram. I fuck with that, but that's I understand it a little more. Like send it out. I just
Yeah.
I was never introduced to.
I'm
Like
trying-
even Twitter's confused the fuck out of me when I first got on. Tim was saying like, "Fuck a business card, get a Twitter," and I was like, "All right, man, that's what we're doing. That's the plan. All right."
I'm trying to think of more mundane things, everyday things. And it's just hard for me. Like, I'm trying to think of things similar to parallel parking.
You ever wash a car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mow a lawn?
Yeah.
I've never mowed a lawn. I don't think I've ever mowed a lawn.
What if we just Google mundane tasks?
On it.
Because I
Kevin's
think
on
if
it.
we go to like skydiving, that's not a super common thing.
No.
You know,
I guess me and you've never cooked a meal.
I've cooked a meal before.
What
but
meal?
Like,
I'm calling.
like
I'm
spaghetti
calling you
back
on
in the
this
day.
one. I don't think you have
spaghetti
bro.
back in the day when I lived in Round Rock.
Got
you know,
you,
like
got
if
you.
I had the things, I'd
Little
whatever, I'd
quick
put it
noodles.
together. Yeah. But I don't really consider that. A big reason why I don't cook, and I was talking to Bear about this, is because I just kind of hate being around people. Like, I'm very similar to you, Cool Greg, where if I could live in isolation, I totally would. Like, I hate that I have to have roommates. And it's something against my roommates. I just feel like I'd be a lot more inclined to cook and do stuff in the kitchen if I knew I was going to be the only person ever in there.
Yeah.
It's just something about being around people that kind of turns me off.
Well, there's always questions. What are you making? What are you doing?
Yeah, and I don't want to. I don't want to do that. You
Yeah.
know. And there's times where I've needed to pee, to go to the restroom, and I hear people talking in the living room, and I'll hold my pee for as long as possible because I just don't want to walk out and like walk by somebody to go to the restroom.
I was staying at Tim and Gia's place like 2 weeks ago, real quick, and I had to use the microwave, and they don't do microwave. They don't do any of that kind of shit. And I felt bad putting my shit in the microwave, these little 99-cent burritos from 7-Eleven, because I just feel like if you're not into that kind of shit, then the smell might totally
for
throw
sure.
you off.
Yeah.
And like, I just felt hella bad. And I'm like, realistically, nobody gives a fuck if I use this microwave. But to me right now, I'm over here like, damn, dude, I'm not going to use the microwave because I don't want to annoy them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it just seems like hella.
I'm super similar to that where I never want to impose on people.
Yeah.
Like, I never want people to be inconvenienced by something I'm doing.
And I'm a fucking you go hard. I'm an underachiever, so I'm feeling that plus more of like, well, I'm probably already doing me some favors I don't even remember right now. So I'm like, let me just like not add on to no bullshit.
So Kevin has a list up of a lot of mundane, menial tasks.
I need to shave more. I get way too lazy. Manscaped.
Taking down Christmas lights, I've done that.
Have you ever unclogged the toilet?
I have, yeah.
I'm a
I've
walking
unclogged
ad.
the toilet.
Oh, I've never shoveled snow. I've never lived anywhere with
Me
snow.
either.
Never
Yeah.
showed snow. Yeah.
But I feel
I've-
like we're not in the right area for
Yeah,
it. Like
we're
if
not
it
in
snowed and you said that, I'd be like, what?
Push snow.
Like, I've done a lot of this stuff because this is all just like kind of chores your parents would make me do. Like,
Yeah. I don't know that I've ever raked leaves.
I've mopped, I've raked leaves.
Rake leaves.
I just don't think we've ever lived anywhere that we've had a lot of leaves to rake.
yeah.
One of the
Community
things that
service,
annoyed me
bitch.
the most as a kid was my first house had hardwood like walls in all of the living room. We were
That's
it
weird.
was like floor to ceiling walls, and my mom would always make us fucking like not Lysol but Pine Sol, the everything. So we'd bust out the ladder and we had to fucking clean everything, and it sucked. It was like such a thing because I'm not tall, and as a kid I was even shorter. So like I'd have to go up and put the thing on the la garrita, Kevin, the little rag. You know what I mean? put some pine sol on the goddamn rag and just clean everywhere. I'll dust everything. It was super annoying. My mom is very, very clean. And she, like, if something hasn't been dusted in 3 days, she'll notice it and want that shit cleaned. Scroll down a little bit, Kevin.
I never made a puzzle, but why is that even on there?
You never made a puzzle?
Made a puzzle?
Are we gonna
Wait,
Are we gonna put a puzzle
I feel
together?
like they mean
Greg?
put together a puzzle, not like.
Oh, I
Like
it says
a box,
puzzle
like
making.
puzzle
Is
pieces?
that is that what that is? They call
Yeah.
it making?
Yeah.
I never heard that before.
Probably.
Making the puzzle. Like, I understand what you're saying. Have
Yeah.
you ever put together a puzzle?
Yeah, definitely. I got one framed in my room. It's the Harry Potter one.
I remember
I
it
love
now that we're
puzzles.
talking about it.
I
Yeah,
guess,
Stealth
you know
Fairy.
what? Ren Fair. I'll put that on the list.
What is that?
I've never gone to a Renaissance fair.
Oh yeah.
Even though
Yeah,
that's not really, like, on this list, but... Yeah, I'm just trying to think of, like, super common activities. Maybe we go less menial and we think of, like... I don't know, man. I can't even think
What
right
was the
now.
question
I know.
again? Normal things that you haven't
Like,
done?
what is
Yeah.
something super common that you've never done?
Common things you haven't done.
Like, let's say you've never walked a dog before.
I never babysat. Have you guys ever babysat? I mean, yeah, you seem like a natural boy.
You know what? I
babysitter, bro.
you know what? I never babysat.
Some say I'm still babysitting to this day.
Yo,
Like, I've never...
Yeah, and maybe
Oh,
this
all
office
these
sometimes.
guys, everybody.
I've never babysat alone. Like, I've been somewhere where it's my mom and I and a cousin, a baby cousin, or it's, you know, it's me and I remember when I was dating an ex-girlfriend, we babysitted her, one of her nieces at one point, you know. But I've never, like, solo been at home
Yeah.
and I had to watch over a baby and, like, I've never changed a diaper.
Yeah, I've never done
Never had
that.
to
I
do
don't think that I have either.
Just shit in your pants and who cares, you know.
Yeah, he's
I'll
It'll be
shit my
good for a
pants.
solid 5 hours.
I'll shit in my pants in solidarity, you know.
Are there any things that you guys think you have done that very few people have done? Or, like, you know, that is rare?
I know for sure I've seen San Francisco in like from perspectives that nobody's ever seen it.
Yeah.
Like for sure, I've been in some weird ass fucking places. That's just climbing random roofs you shouldn't be climbing and shit. But besides that, I think it's too much, nothing special about me.
No, I can't think of anything like super crazy either.
Have you been on, like, the local news?
I declined to answer
don't-
that one.
I don't think I have.
I have, only because it was like I was chosen to read a weather question for the segment on our local news called Weather School, where a student from all over the Rio Grande Valley, they'd pick one each week and they would ask a question that day. Some weather trivia bullshit. And for some reason, I will never forget it. And it was the ancient Roman god who was known as a shepherd of the clouds was A, Mercury, B, Jupiter, C, Mars. Why do I still remember that? I don't remember
What's the
people I
answer?
worked with
Is it
3 years
Jupiter?
ago at Rooster Teeth.
No, it's
Mercury. Yeah, Mercury. But I don't know why I remember that, like word for word. There's some weird things like that that'll never leave my brain.
How young were you?
I was maybe 8, maybe. I was in elementary, so I was 7 or 8.
Oh, it's young.
Speaking about being on the news, I remember one time we had a family member get murdered, and so there's a picture of like the family with him on the news.
Yeah.
And I was a little kid. In the picture, I was like maybe like 4th grade or some shit, but you know I'm still throwing up that gang shit. And I remember everybody in the family getting mad at me for throwing up gang signs and being like, "Why the fuck did you do that?" I'm over here like, "Dude, it was a fun event at the time. Like I didn't fucking know like what
Like
this
you
was
were
gonna be
too
used
young
for.
to kind of.
Yeah, like I was just
understand.
throwing shit up. Like
Yeah.
I didn't know what the hell it meant, but yeah, I was just my bad.
Yeah.
That sucked. But that was one time I remember my actual face being on the news. Besides that, don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think I've been on the news.
Do you have anything, Kevin?
Yeah. It was that.
Being on the news?
Yeah.
Oh, he was in the picture with me.
Yeah.
He never got mad at me for throwing up the gang signs though. Appreciate that.
Oh no, I meant
Things that I've done. I mean, I think that like
I think our job
yeah
puts us in
lends us
situations.
to situations of like I was on a stage with like 3,000 people like in front of us.
Yeah.
You know, at the Dolby Theater and the Chicago Theater. Like
Yeah.
that was weird. Also, at the Dolby. No, is it Dolby? Is that the one in LA?
No, Kodak Theater?
The Kodak Theater. Like I went up all over the rafters, like where they do the Oscars.
Oh,
I
yeah.
explored that theater in depth,
That's
all
cool
over.
shit.
It was
That's
really
really
cool.
cool.
It was really cool.
That stresses me out. Kevin up
It
on like
was scary.
catwalks and stuff like
It
that.
was, there was some points where I was like there was no sign that stopped me from getting here, but there definitely should have been several. I would have ignored them regardless.
The catwalk at our local high school that we did all of our theater in. When I was a freshman, I was on the tech side, and it wasn't until a while that I was like, that a lot of people were like, why aren't you on stage, like doing acting in the plays? Why are you like trying to be a light guy, you know? Why, like those are normally for the people that aren't like very as loud and stupid as you are, you know? But back when I was doing the catwalk shit, there was always these weird tales of a guy who like hung himself or a guy who fell and died, and like it was always weird urban legends.
Always got stories like
that. Did it actually happen? At night you could hear shit. Like it was always a lot of freaky shit like that. But it was always cool being up there and, you know, seeing it from a different perspective, even though it's a small local high school theater, but it was just cool being up there and knowing that you have to walk out there to control these little lights and these cans and all this.
I was like 5 stories up.
Yeah, see,
I
was only like 3.
On a tiny little catwalk, and I was just like, someone definitely should have stopped me.
Yeah.
This place does not have enough security.
Oh, man.
Do we have another question, Joey?
Do we
have another caller?
We have so many.
Oh, yeah, I proposed in front of 1,000 people, too. Somebody chat just threw that
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Oh, that's really true.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, so this was a question. I think it was Cameron Kennedy. I can't find it. Oh.
Cam.
While off in London, Greg, Nick, and Tim get talking and decide that they really hate everyone back in San Francisco. They're coming back for a fight, but to make things fair, they've decided that you can pick one of them to help you fight the other 2. You as individuals get to choose one of the 3 of them to help you fight the remaining 2 in a 2v2 brawl.
See, but okay, so I misunderstood the question initially. I thought that them 3 were like, fuck everybody else, we're staying together. But they hate each other.
They hate, I don't know.
Really, we don't got to pick apart the logistics of it.
Yeah.
Sure. 2 of them are going to fight
You
What
and
caused
one
the
of them.
fight?
It doesn't.
Okay.
There's a lot of pent-up anger in this office. Just
It's a good one because really it comes down to
It's
do you want-
matchups.
Do you want Greg on your side, or do you want Nick on your side? Because nobody wants Tim, like right? Like he's not gonna help win a fight.
I'd say
I think I'd go with Greg. Greg is just like surprisingly strong.
But Nick is very well trained.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I think the plan is, I think the strategy is that you pick Greg and hope that Tim cowers away so you could just double team and gang up on Nick and take him out immediately.
Tim's gonna just start spinning and punching.
Yeah. But that's the thing, and he won't be even have his eyes open.
Yeah, that's right.
He'll just be flailing, trying to deal some blows. But while he's doing that and his eyes are closed, he doesn't necessarily know what's happening. You take out Nick immediately. It's similar to like when you play a video game. It's like, let's all focus fire on this one guy. We take him out. He's fucking gone.
And then it's easy, yeah.
And then because if you go for Tim first, I feel
then
like
you also
Nick
have to fight off Nick.
Nick will disrupt it a lot with a lot of his jiu-jitsu practices. Cool Greg's at an advantage here.
I'd definitely say me and Nick. I think me and Nick would take them on
Whoa.
easily. I hear a lot of people respect Greg for this maniac side that he has. Fuck all that. That's not winning no fights. It's like you're screaming at me in a fight, you're gonna get hit. You're gonna get smacked, and I don't
He's got
see
that
it.
bear strength though.
I hear these things. I don't believe it. I think Nick's a trained fighter. Nick all the way.
He's your boy.
I just
Sorry, Tim.
No disrespect.
There's something that I when I weigh against when I think about a smaller trained fighter against a big person that is just more powerful, I normally will lie on the side of the big person that's more powerful because I feel like whatever hold you get put into, like you can out-strength them, you can out-muscle them, even though...
Not if the person knows what they're doing, man. If they're twisting your arm in a way that you can't get in a good advantage.
Yeah, sure, but you also have to get put into that situation to begin with. You know, and I just don't know if a bigger, stronger person can even...
I feel like they're trained to get people into that situation, you know? That's what all the classes are about.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
The other thing with Nick,
but I also don't think... But Nick isn't a world-class fighter.
And
you know?
Nick also...
I think he could beat Tim and Greg, though.
Nick...
Not at the same time, but...
The wild card with Nick is that his back kind of goes out randomly.
That's
so
a great point.
If you twist or hit
His
Nick in the
shoulder's
wrong...
fucked up,
Yeah.
too.
But then, didn't you guys just tell me last week, Greggy, you blow a little breeze on him, he has to take a shit? Like, what the fuck?
That's true.
I ain't worried about this guy.
That could be an offensive move,
If you
though.
fight Greg, you're going to want to have him in a deli aisle.
I'm gonna refill you.
I think I'm okay, but thank you.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's so
I think
funny.
Cool Greg has the best advantage of all of us because he has the size anyway.
Yeah.
Not all of us size.
No, but it's not. But I think him and Greg or him and Nick
Could
are the
easily
best
take out-
combination.
They have the
of
best
any of us.
chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can take out all of us, I think.
Kevin,
I
who
like
would
to
you
see him
pick?
try. I like to see him try. Doesn't matter. I'll take all 3 of them.
Whoa.
I'm ready.
Cocky. But do
I
you-
wish that we had some sort of like VR way of seeing what would happen.
I say we just do it. We all get
Oh my
drunk
God.
one day and see what
There's
happens.
no way.
my mind always goes to places like that where I just always have these weird hypotheticals of
Yeah.
what would the world be like if, Mm-hmm. Like one of the thoughts I always have is it's always sports related. It's always how would Michael Jordan play in this day and age? Or how would
Who's better, Michael
how
Jordan
would
or
the
Steph?
Golden State Warriors from 3 years ago play against those teams
The
back
Bulls,
then?
yeah.
You know what I mean? And I also think like, how would Trump fans react if Barack Obama did all this shit? That's like one of my main things I always think about. You
Yeah.
know?
You know, thinking about it, I feel like I've wrestled with the 3 of them.
Yeah.
I felt their strength.
All 3 of them?
All 3 of them.
In what scenario?
Just randomly at IGN
Drunk.
once with,
Yeah.
no, not drunk, with
Oh.
Nick. He just got in a stance and we started going. A
It's
little
like
bit.
it's like
It happens.
it's like when animals challenge
Yeah,
each
you know
other.
what? That's
With the
actually
deer,
what it's been
with
with
the-
all of them.
Antlers and stuff?
With Tim at pools, always at pools. Anytime we're at a pool, it's throw the other one in.
You guys are such childhood friends.
Yeah. And I gotta say,
I can't imagine what it would be like to be at a pool with Kevin.
fun. It'll be fun.
Would it be
Great.
fun?
Oh,
Or
you
would it
weren't
be
you weren't at
terrifying?
LA. You weren't at the Let's Play reunion or spring break or whatever.
No, I
Like,
didn't go
had-
to that one.
Did you not have fun? I had a
had a
great
lot of
time.
fun.
That was a lot of fun.
I had
But
a
Kevin
lot of
also
fun.
seems like the mischievous one who would like
I ain't drowning
sneak
anyone.
around.
If I'm tossing anyone,
no, you're
in
not
the pool-
drowning people.
I'm just saying, if I'm tossing anyone in the pool, I've gotten their permission.
And your phone's out of pocket, wallet's out of pocket.
We're thinking about all these
Yeah.
things.
Kevin, how good are you at Marco Polo?
I'm
feel
gonna
like
be
he's
honest.
excellent at
I get
Marco
real
Polo.
frustrated real quick with Marco Polo. I don't like losing a sense, Thank you. Peter.
An interesting thing happened to me at the other day at a Walgreens, and it was just sort of this weird human nature thing that I noticed,
I don't even know what
where
that means.
I've got a lot of stuff in my hands, right? I'm holding a lot of shit, and I see
Did
a
you not
woman.
get a bag?
No, I mean I just had a lot of stuff. I mean
Okay.
it wasn't a big deal. That's not part of the story, but I clearly have enough items.
Feels like a big part of this.
And a woman is walking kind of towards the line to get in line to pay behind somebody else.
Oh, you haven't paid yet. Got it.
And she has, I think, 1 or 2 items. And she's openly grazing the rest of the products. She's openly looking, trying to shop more. But then she sees me with a lot of stuff. And we lock eyes. And then she gets in line immediately. And it was just this weird thing of like, she wanted to keep shopping. But she also didn't want to wait for my ass to be in line.
Yeah.
Like I put her at an inconvenience because there may have been other stuff she wanted, but she saw the risk of me waiting in line in front of her bigger than possibly her missing out on something.
She's like, oh, I don't need that. I have everything
Yeah.
I need, and I got places to be.
she was openly looking for other shit. It was weird.
I had a similar situation. I was at Costco, and I was going into the line, and like at this point, like all the lines were super long, right? So I just picked one, and I'm going into it. But this lady, like 5 feet ahead of me, like we were both kind of coming at the line laterally. You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
All right, the line's going horizontal, and then she kind of was there before me, so I did the thing where I paused, gave her the little motion of like,
Yeah.
you've earned your place ahead of me. And
You
some-
shined your brights.
yeah, exactly, exactly. And then some other lady comes from the side and tries to get in front of me. I gave her the old,
No.
Ooh.
excuse me, man.
Honk at her.
No, I slide the card in, say excuse me, and then just put myself in front.
Yeah. Assert her dominance.
I won't be
Kevin.
having any of this.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
You got to play by the rules with Kevin. He's willing to concede the spot for someone in that kind of situation.
Absolutely.
But if you're
Same
coming
way.
in from left field, it's not working.
So I guess long story short, I guess I'd pick Greg.
Cool. Do we have another question?
Do you have more questions?
No, I just wanted to tell that weird little story, that weird little segue.
That weird little story.
Yeah.
BJ Bernardo also asks, excluding cats and dogs, what other pets would you want to have?
I've always wanted an octopus
Yeah.
so badly.
But you,
We talked last week about, having furry reptiles
Yeah.
as pets.
can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Was your reasoning behind asking this because of the Mandalorian?
No.
Okay.
No, it was
I don't think he has a pet relationship with that.
it was based
No,
on
no. It's not that, but
it was based on a question
It was
or
the egg
it was
thing.
based on a tweet that our friend Steven Suptic sent to somebody, and it's something I don't necessarily disagree with. So here's what happened.
the reptiles would be cuter
There
if
was
they
a
were furry.
there was a guy who posted something, one of his friends, and of course I see the reply to his friend's tweet that I don't even know. And his friend posted a photo of him with an iguana or something. He was like, "Fuck, should I buy it? I want one." Something like that. And then Steven replied, "Don't be a lizard guy or a sword guy or a snake guy or a horse girl. Simple life rules." And I thought like
calls. Those pretty good calls.
yeah. And I don't necessarily disagree with it. I just think it's a funny thing to say.
Yeah.
And then I thought like, man, it'd be really cool if there were like furry reptiles. Because I don't want to pet a reptile, but if there's some fur there that my fingers can get ruffled in,
Like a furry snake.
yeah, it'd just be cooler. I mean, when I see, if I have the option to pet a Samoyed dog or a husky
fluffy.
dog, if I have that choice to pet that or like a bulldog, I'm going
Even
the
like
furry
Portillo,
dogs.
yeah, is not, like,
Portillo is not
furry.
fun to pet.
No.
He's just
not
cute,
fluffy.
but he's not fluffy. I need some substance there, Joey.
You ever pet a ferret?
Floofit.
No,
Are parrots
That's all you
illegal
gotta
to have?
you just kind of froze there.
No,
That's a common thing that
Thought
Andy
there'd be a
hasn't done.
thought there'd be a response. You ever been a ferret? No.
No, I was thinking how fluffy. They're not that fluffy, though. So I guess
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
They're definitely furry,
Yeah.
They're furry, yeah.
but they're not
My
fluffy.
sister had a bunch of ferrets.
So what pet? if
Aren't
we-
they illegal?
Yeah.
Where did you get this ferret? These
I
ferrets?
don't know. I think
Calling
she
the
may-
cops,
She may
snitching
have
code
gone to
red.
Nevada.
I'm just curious. Like,
You
is
can get
there like
anything in
a
Nevada.
ferret smuggling ring that I'm unaware of?
I
I'm
think
sure
I think
there
she,
is.
just,
Underground.
she did a road trip to Nevada. She may have bought the first one. His name was Bobo, by the way, on Craigslist.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird like prohibition era, but for ferrets.
Pets that I've always wanted, there's two that come to mind immediately. One, sugar glider.
Oh yeah,
You know?
that's right. Yeah, we've
You
mentioned
know,
that
flying
before.
squirrels. I'm
We're in
all about
reruns
that.
right now.
Number two, a monkey. Now, not a large ape, a monkey. Something small. Now, what
Like the one,
upset-
like Marcel from
Like a
Friends.
baby chimp.
smaller than Marcelli, if I could. And what upsets me is that my family growing up, well, not growing up, but like before I existed, at some point in my sister's very young childhood in Peru, they had a monkey. And it's like, man,
Huh.
that sucks. I want a monkey.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I wish I would go for a fennec fox.
No, you stole my answer. I want a fox.
I beat her, Kevin.
Do you
Make them-
follow Juniper Fox
Joey, I'm sorry,
No.
you can't have a fox.
on Instagram?
Andy got the fox.
No.
I got the fox.
No, I also want a
Joey,
fox.
I'm sorry.
Juniper
Kevin.
Fox is the best Instagram.
I don't.
You don't need to pull it up or anything, but right before this podcast started, I retweeted a tweet about a monkey smoking,
Look
and then he
how
got
many.
hella high. He had the munchies,
She's
and he just
three
started
of
eating
them.
hella junk food.
And they're so cute.
That's pretty
I like the
dope.
same
That's
poses.
really cute.
Like,
Ah,
Snow White.
monkeys are the best, you know what I mean?
Like, look at fennec
Fuck.
foxes.
Oh my
man.
gosh, those ears!
They're little Pokemon,
Dude,
dude.
is this the dude,
Dude,
from
he's
Zootopia?
definitely a Pokemon. Oh, fucking Zootopia ass.
yeah.
What
Those
the
are
fuck?
so cute.
I watched Zootopia.
Good
actually.
movie,
It's
yeah.
Such a good
Great
movie.
Yeah, I fucking love fennec fox. I think they're adorable. They're small. They're portable. They're tiny. They're cute as hell.
Portable.
Look at
And
this little guy. What's he
Obviously,
up to?
super fun. They're real life Pokemon. Like it's the closest we've seen to Pokemon being real.
Oh, I have a
Look
new
how
answer.
small that is on the couch. Look at the couch, Kevin. Put the one above it. Right there. Yeah, that one. Like it's just sitting on a little couch, you know?
I have a new answer.
Yeah.
I want a quokka.
Oh,
So
yeah, from Australia.
badly.
Please
They're
spell
so
Yeah,
cute.
what's all that?
QUO.
We're about to learn
No,
Kevin right here.
QUO.
QUOKKA.
Yeah. Look how fucking cute these little guys are.
Oh, look at this one smiling. What's his
That's
deal?
fucking crazy.
So
They're
Cool Greg.
so
Deal.
cute.
They have these sort of like sanctuaries
Oh,
for
shit.
quokkas where people just go visit and feed them and people go visit these guys and you
Yeah.
just basically go there for like selfies and you could feed them and just pet
called
them.
Rottnest Island is like where they all live.
It's like a little farm kind of.
Yeah.
But they're just
and
adorable.
they're trying to keep him alive.
Yeah, they're just like roaming around wildly. If you Google Rottnest Island, there's like all of these stores that have
can't
these
spell
really
that.
short doors that are like this far off the ground. It just has like a quokka with like a line through it, and it's like a door specifically.
For them to come in?
No, it's like specifically to keep them out.
Oh,
ROTT
I'm watching Kevin spell this is a journey.
NEST.
There we go. There we go.
There you go.
Oh, rot nest.
But look how pretty it is.
Come on, Joey.
Oh,
This is
just
dope.
put quokka sign maybe that'll work.
This
I
is
don't know.
awesome.
Let's go to Australia.
You know what,
guys.
Kevin? I take back my fennec fox. I'd like a quokka, please.
No, dude,
And I
no,
said,
No, I have the quokka.
I said it
You
before
can't.
Joey.
I fucking hate you so much.
Joey, I did hear him say it first.
I did, yeah.
Look how cute they are. Look at the one where he's trying to hug the
Hey,
camera.
hold on, because I'm trying to figure out this sign thing that you're talking about.
Oh, door sign?
You know what? It's not working out.
Yeah, it's not
Which
worth
one's
it.
pointing?
Down. Right. That's
Oh.
hugging the camera. That
Ah,
one.
he's so cute. Ew, I don't like his hands. I'm out.
Oh, fuck.
But that's like raccoon hands. They're all kind of
No,
creepy.
raccoon hands way cuter.
I don't know if that's true. I would also like a pet raccoon. Preferably the ones that used to live in my backyard because they're real fun.
Look at these cute hands.
Yeah, you remember my story,
That's way
Kevin.
cuter.
At Via 313 Pizza, the little raccoon's asking for food.
Yeah.
There is really no dollar amount that I would be willing to pay. And granted, I'm not a man of a lot of money. But if a news article came out that said, look, for $7,000, this is what I'd be willing to pay. For $7,000, you can own a baby puppy that is maintenance free. You don't have to feed it.
A
you don't
baby puppy.
or just any dog really.
Okay.
And you could just pick your sizes and whatever. But
Does
no
it always
maintenance. It
stay
doesn't
that
have to
size?
shit. It doesn't need to walk. It doesn't.
This is so
You don't need to
scary.
take it for walks, is what I meant to say. This is really cute.
Does it
Yeah.
need to walk.
Click that or bring this up, Kev.
I just did.
Oh, that's awesome. It's
It's
really
terrifying though.
It
but
is kind of
adorable.
cool. Look at the children. It's like a Death Stranding.
Yeah.
Fucking make that a meme, everybody. Yeah, I would be willing to pay a lot of money for a dog that didn't need maintenance.
But would you do it, or would you be like, I'd love to have one?
But that's also, I feel like
Would I buy it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think so?
I feel like
Oh, yeah.
it would need to be way more expensive. Because if you're talking about for the life of the dog, it doesn't need any maintenance.
It doesn't need to go pee, no nothing
In
like
order for
that. Just have it in your room. It's your friend.
It would have to be like $70,000.
70,000. Fuck.
Because you can
Andy-
buy like a
Andy-
purebred dog for $7,000.
Andy, that's too much. I can't in good conscience as your friend let you spend that much on a dog.
What if I get like 24 months no interest? Bring that
I'm trying
If
to
it was
do the-
$7,000 a year.
48 months no interest.
Yeah, what about that? 7,000 a year.
7,000 a year? Nah, that's a lot of money. Hold on. What's 7,000 divided by 12? I'm trying to think of like monthly payments. What can I
It's
afford
like
here?
$500, more than $500. $550? I don't know. I can't really do
But
that.
do I get any like stipends or coupons?
Any tax
Hey,
breaks?
cool, Greg. I really want you to have an octopus. How do we make that happen?
Damn, so this is $580
We're
a
gonna make it
year.
happen, man.
No, that's a month.
Or a month is what I meant to say. $580 a month.
It's not worth it, dude.
Break that up into paychecks, right? I'm thinking like, what,
That's-
$290 a paycheck?
Yeah.
Almost $300 a paycheck. That's my car payment pretty much.
That's a lot.
That's
Dude,
a
my
lot
dog
of money. I'd
is-
sell my car. You know what? I'm selling my car. I'm getting this goddamn maintenance-free dog, dude. Because I want a baby corgi or baby golden that, again, I don't,
A baby
I don't have to
Samoyed?
worry about it shitting or
What
vomiting.
the hell's a Samoyed? How do we spell that shit?
Samoyed?
Samoyed.
They're
just
Nice.
big white
My
clouds.
dog is a piece of shit, but even right now, I would think about even just paying $500 a month just to keep him as is, and like I think I still would. So like I think once you did that first month, man, you'd be like, yeah, I'm doing this. $500 a month for a fucking perfect dog.
You should look up.
You get to wake up with his little
Maya
ass, man. Come
polar
on,
bear?
bro. This is dope.
Yeah.
Kevin, just look up Maya polar bear.
Look at oh my gosh, they are perfect. Look at these beautiful creatures.
Maya polar bear and Boomer the land cloud are my favorite.
MAYA. Oh, here, it'll pop up anyway. These are my favorite accounts to follow, dude. I just love. It's the cutest thing in the world, dude.
She's like so cute. I can't handle it.
Yeah.
I like when she has eyebrows.
All right, get out of
This
here.
is fucking adorable, dude.
She's
Yeah, Samoyeds, I think, are
ridiculously
one of the more gorgeous dogs that, like, dogs are super, super cute as babies. And when they grow up, sometimes they're just like, they're good. They're
not
fine.
as cute.
I think
yeah.
Samoyeds, like, retain the cuteness longer.
I concur.
What's up,
Nobody's watching his Dark Materials.
No.
It's a HBO
No, I
show.
kind of want to give up on it.
You're watching it though.
I watched the first episode.
Okay.
I just got an HBO account. I'm really excited about it.
Oh, yeah?
What are you gonna watch?
Probably this. I don't
Are you
know.
liking it, Kevin?
I'm really digging it.
Yeah?
I'm really digging it. But they have demons. Is it Damons?
Demons, yeah.
Um,
or demons, but it's spelled
Yeah,
D-A-E.
yeah, but it's spelled Damons. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But it's like a
Little
pet,
ferrets,
a little
yeah.
pet that is with them. It's not just ferrets. It changes.
Yeah.
They have pets that are with them always, and they talk to them. I want one of those.
No, I don't want my pet to talk.
I'd love my pet to talk.
Ooh, I want me a little Jack Skeleton ghost dog.
Ooh.
Oh, Zero, right?
Yeah,
Zero?
with
Yeah, I want me
little
a little
nose.
Zero. Yeah, the little button nose thing. That's just dope.
Yeah, that
Or a
shit was really cute.
Polterpup, like from Luigi's Mansion 3. I guess maybe it's in
haven't
older
played that
ones
yet.
too.
I wanna
What
play it
else do
so-
I want?
so badly.
Yeah, that's the other thing with the question, BJ Bernardo. I just want a dog. Like,
Yeah.
I'd just be stoked to have a dog. But
I
don't-
want a dog. I just am not in a situation to have one at all.
It's upsetting.
Living situation / like just lifestyle.
That's how
Yeah.
I feel, but
It's-
I
it's-
got one. I'm definitely not in a situation to have one.
If someone was like, "Hey, here's a lion. Don't worry, it'll be like super well trained." Like, would you be like, "All right, cool, I'm gonna have a lion."
I mean, it's gonna grow
That's
the
so
size of a lion.
big.
Yeah.
That's way too big,
My
man.
mom's
Where am I gonna
neighbor
put a
growing up had
lion?
nightmare.
This is San Francisco, dude.
Dude, my mom's neighbor, my mom's neighbor growing up had a lion over on 25th in California.
That's nuts.
Yeah, the
What the
radio
fuck?
show used to talk about him like he was a devil worshiper and shit. They
Yeah,
burned
he's
down
the
his house and
satanic-
everything. Yeah, it's
satanic,
crazy.
Church like leader.
Holy
yeah,
fuck.
he was a big dog, but whatever.
That's fucking freaky.
Paula's neighbor had a mountain lion.
That's fucking sick.
That doesn't seem like great.
No, seems like a dangerous pet.
Yeah, my man had a fucking wolf until his neighbors called and snitched on him. You know Cyrus?
Dude. The virus?
Oh, here you
No,
go.
no, no.
I'll use his real name later.
No, I mean I've heard about We'll
yeah,
talk about it
but
later.
I don't know
We'll
if you
talk
can get in trouble or not now. But yeah, he had one. He was trying to sneak it by everyone, but then the neighbor snitched because he was howling too much. Yeah, and he was still like he had him for like 2 weeks, so he's still a little baby. And I was like, I'm happy
Oh.
he didn't like grow a hold with y'all because you could attack somebody. Like I don't really know nothing
How
about
do you
wolves,
train
man.
I don't know that you can really train them.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
No,
years
you
and
can't domesticate.
generations and
I
generations
read
of
this thing
domestication.
like 2 years ago. Fuck, I forgot where I saw it. I really wish I could have a link, but there was somebody in California where they had a fucking, I guess like a trap where they were making drugs or whatever, and they were leaving for a couple of months at a time. So they just put an alligator in there to protect it or whatever. Yeah, and the cops who found it or whatever, found the owner of the building killed by the alligator. So I guess
Oh,
he
shit.
got caught slipping by his own fucking
Wow.
security thing. It's like, why the fuck would you put an alligator in there, bro? But I kind of get it. But
Yeah.
also, I'm like, what the
like no one's gonna fuck with
dude?
an alligator.
Yeah, like if you break into here and you see an alligator, you're gonna walk out the fucking door,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, he got. It's crazy. I would
What's the
love to have
difference between an alligator and a crocodile?
Where
Kevin,
they're from?
science.
Did you say they're
Saltwater?
No.
really different?
No, I said where they're from. The differences, like one of them, and I believe the alligator is from Africa, and they have a much longer mouth, like snout thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
then
like
the
an alligator
crocodiles-
gar or something, or
What?
never mind.
I think that was a joke.
No, I know.
Did you get the joke?
I mean, I got that it was a joke.
I was just
Oh,
mostly.
yeah.
I was mostly just. I was just asking, like, was it like a gar, like the alligator gars? You ever seen those kind of?
Yeah.
One time, my parents were in a boat one time, and an alligator gar jumped out of the water into the boat. It was just
What is it?
An alligator gar is like half fish, half alligator looking thing. It's
Oh,
fucking
yeah, okay,
freaky, dude.
yeah.
These weird little guys.
I don't know what that is. I've
They
never
got
heard
caught
of
up in that evolution thing. Right?
Yeah, it's weird.
I got them backwards apparently.
What?
Whatever I said is the
The
someone said-
crocodile has a longer snout.
whichever one it is.
And
Yeah,
it's from
crocodile has
Africa?
a longer
Yeah,
snout.
yeah. Alligators are here,
Look at this crocodile.
They're here. What does that mean?
like in the United States.
Oh,
One of the most common
They're
reoccurring.
here. They're among us.
not even one of the most. The most common reoccurring dream I have is owning an alligator and just having it in my old house when I used to live in the avenues and just it being in the fucking bathroom for some reason, like the bathtub. Like, it's where it
That would
lives.
suck. I feel like I'd have
I
to
don't know
deal
why.
with that at some point. You know what I mean? Like that's gonna become my problem. And yeah, and then the African ones are much bigger too, size wise. Like it's a significant difference.
but they both have like really strong jaws.
Oh
right?
yeah, they'll
That's the
both fuck
thing?
you up real bad.
That sounds terrifying. Did you ever see that video of Brian Altano and Max Scoville playing Switch in like an alligator pool?
Fuck yeah.
It looked
Crazy.
really crazy, and I got really stressed out, but it also looked really cool.
Yeah.
I think they were playing Smash, maybe?
I saw a GIF recently, speaking on the topic of reptiles, and it was an old school wrestling clip with Jake the Snake against
Wanna beat
Macho
him?
Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
This clip just kind of like recently popped up again, where he brings out a king cobra, and Macho Man's like, he's fucked up, and his arms are kind of tied in the ropes, so it's like kind of holding him there, and he's on the ground, and Jay the Snake busts out a giant king cobra and like puts it in the middle of the ring, and it's obviously like defanged or devenomized or whatever.
Milked.
Yeah, and he's like, the commentators are going crazy, and he's holding up the snake, and he's kind of threatening Macho Man, and Macho Man's like freaking out. And then he just straight up, like, it bites his arm, and the cobra's on his arm, just fucking, like, everybody's like, oh, my God, you gotta, I hope that thing's defanged or devenomized. Dude, it's, I can't believe, like, wrestling was crazy back then,
But they just let
that shit
That
would
actually, some very similar just happened like 2 weeks ago at a Lil Pump's fucking music video shoot. Where he's like on a throne, and they come up with a fucking snake to give it to him, and that shit just bites his ass. And he's like,
Holy
oh, fuck.
shit.
He's hella scared about being, you'd expect him to be, but like fucking just crazy. Like, I'm not letting those snakes around me, bro.
I'm sending you a link right now, Kevin.
We have to do another What's in the Box challenge and actually get like some sort of reptile.
No, I
fuck
feel like
with
then
Nick.
Andy would never trust us.
Yeah.
No. I'm telling Andy as an allegiance to get Nick.
I sent Kevin the
There's
link.
nothing
Nick
that could be
definitely
in the
could fire
box
us after that
for me
sure.
to be like, I don't trust you guys anymore. And I hate spiders, but even spiders, like, that's
Nah, dude, if you put your hand in there and there's a fake tarantula, I feel like you're never gonna trust this guy.
a fake tarantula.
Yeah.
A real tarantula, maybe.
Oh, well,
but a
100%,
fake one,
yeah.
I don't know.
You'd be mad, I think, in the moment if it was a fake one.
I'd be
Do we need
scared.
audio for this?
Yeah, I might
No,
react
you
like
don't
an
need audio.
asshole.
I don't know if we're gonna get. I don't know how. This is really, really old footage, so I don't really know.
I think it's still good though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. It should make it minimize.
Xavier
it then,
Woods
maybe.
didn't fight yesterday at fucking Survivor Series because he's injured, and they wore the XW on their fucking arms as if he was dead.
at
Like,
this.
come on,
Oh
guys.
my gosh!
How fucking horrifying is that, dude?
Dude, you can tell the snake's really into it.
He's like really trying to get in
He's
there.
really trying to kill this man.
Alright, that's enough of
Yeah, it's
that.
horrifying, dude.
Oh, so much.
Snakes are so weird
Snakes
looking.
are fucked up.
But
man.
imagine how much cuter that would be if it was furry.
Yeah, that's true.
That'd
Great
be
point.
gross,
The furry
dude.
black milk snake.
That's a great point.
Weird.
Ew.
Gross. It's weird.
I thought you were about to go to the restroom, Joey, and I was like, please don't go because I really need to go. But the show's almost over, so I want to hold it. But holy
But it's
crap.
not over yet because you know what it would be great time for?
Some advertisements coming to you now. Today's Kind of Funny podcast is brought to you by our sponsors. First up, we have Trojan Condoms. STDs are at an all-time high in the U.S. Did you know that, Kevin? It's really sad. With half of the new STDs occurring in young people, ages 15 to 24, and yet condom use is on the decline. Only 1 in 3 sex acts involve a condom among single people. 62% of couples stop using condoms regularly after the 2-month mark in a sexual relationship, and 78% stop using condoms after the 6-month mark. I've been looking at the wrong camera this whole time. It's all good, Kevin. Audio people won't know the difference, dude. Despite common fears of judgment of embarrassment, only 2% of people actually pass judgment when they see somebody buying condoms. Buying condoms is natural, right? Quit passing judgment. It's totally
100%,
fine.
100%.
The rest think is being smart and responsible. When you're buying a condom, shoppers only spend an average of 7 seconds on the shelf. I think that's a really cool statistic. Partially a function of the embarrassment or fear of judgment factor. But don't be embarrassed. Condom use is natural.
Yeah.
And you can get your best condom fix with Trojan brand condoms. Trojan brand condoms help protect against both unintended pregnancies and STDs. Trojan has the reliability of a brand that has done this for over 100 years. In a modern, evolving world of sex, one filled with swipe rights, dating apps, and emojis, Trojan is here to be your guide as the most trusted brand in sex. Trojan brand condoms is centered around enabling confident sex exploration for all sex-having people. Trojan has over 30 different varieties of condoms to choose from. You got thin, ribbed, lubricated, non-lubricated. You got the ones that hit the G-spot, Kevin. Ecstasy, ultra ribbed, feel like nothing's there. These all sound fantastic to me, Kevin. All right? Pick up Trojan condoms wherever you get your condoms. Next up, our second sponsor is Logitech. I love my Logitech products,
Love 'em.
Kevin. They sent us the new keyboard, the G915 Lightspeed keyboard.
Tim's got it set up at his house.
So do I.
Oh.
It feels phenomenal. I am addicted to this keyboard. It feels great. They're not super raised keys. It's like the perfect kind of smaller key set. But the great thing about it is, here's a really, really funny thing about it. I'm messy. I like to eat snacks. There's nowhere for the food to fall in. It's just like it's keys on top of a sort of flat. There's no like indentation where the keys are set. They didn't write any of this. This is just me, something I love about it. If something falls in there, it's not trouble getting it out. Yeah, it's perfect. It feels fantastic. I love all the light setups. I have mine set up to like this echo thing where all of my keyboard is sort of this hot pink that I love. And then when I press a button, it'll turn turquoise, and it'll stay that way for a while, and then it'll fade to pink. So it kind of goes turquoise, purple, pink. It's beautiful. I love it. The G915 is the most advanced keyboard ever made. Logitech has combined sophisticated design, cutting-edge technologies, and breakthrough engineering to bring you ultimate wireless gaming keyboard. It's engineered with LightSync, Logitech G's amazing next-gen RGB lighting. With LightSync, you can customize the colors of any or every key, even synchronize your keyboard lighting to match with the action in your games, music, and videos. I know you love matching lights, Kevin.
I love them.
Also, to go along with the keyboard, the Logitech Pro X gaming headset. Now, I don't have the Pro X. I have the Pro. It's the model right below it. But I will say this. Whenever I play Overwatch with people, they love how I sound to them because it's a really, really high-quality microphone made by Blue. It feels fantastic. The sound is great. Awesome sound. It's really, really comfortable. I think that's something that's lacking. And here's a great thing about the headset that I love the most. The cable's really long. And so you don't have to worry about it getting snagged anywhere. It's fantastic. It's designed in collaboration with and for pro gamers, just like me, Kevin, for advanced comms and precision audio. Features soft memory foam ear pads wrapped in premium leatherette or breathable velour to keep you comfortable no matter how long the game goes on. The Pro X has some serious next-gen surround sound. Version 2.0 takes 7.1 channel surround sound further than ever with enhanced bass rendering, audio clarity, and proximity cues. You always need to know where the enemies are, Kevin. That's really, really important when you play these first-person shooters. You got to know when they're behind you or in front of you. Really important. And most importantly, a new level of distance awareness differentiates between near-field and far-field audio, so you can pinpoint your enemy's location more quickly and accurately than ever. I love their products. I am absolutely a huge fan of Logitech. The keyboard feels fantastic. So does the headset, and you got to support them. For a limited time only, Logitech G is offering our listeners 10% off any of their products at logitechg.com. Use code KINDA for 10% off today. That is logitech.com. And use code KINDA for 10% off. That's 10% off all Logitech G products if you purchase from logitechg.com with code KINDA. Finally, our last sponsor is brought to you by, our last sponsor is Upstart. As most of us has found out, getting into debt is easy, but getting out, really hard, especially if your credit score isn't great. We've heard tons of stories of how Greg made his trip over here from Missouri and how it was a pain, and he took a really bad load and got a really bad rate on it. I wish I would have gone with Upstart because I took a loan out, and I think Upstart's just a lot more user-friendly. Thankfully, now there's Upstart.com, the revolutionary lending platform that lets you know that you're more than just your credit score and offers smarter interest rates to help you pay off high-interest credit card debt. Upstart goes beyond the traditional credit score when assessing your credit worthiness. They actually reward you based on your education and job history in the form of a smarter interest rate. Upstart believes you're more than just your credit score, and they believe in you and they understand that. They make it fast, simple, and easy to check your rate in just a few minutes. The best part, once a loan is approved and accepted, most people get their funds the very next business day. The next day, Kevin! The next day. Over 300,000 people have used Upstart to pay off credit cards or meet their financial goals. Free yourself from the burden of high-interest credit card debt by consolidating everything into one monthly payment with Upstart. See why Upstart is ranked #1 in their category with over 300 businesses on Trustpilot, and hurry to upstart.com/kindafunny to find out how low your Upstart rate is. Checking your rate only takes a few minutes and won't affect your credit. That's upstart.com/kindafunny. Hurry to upstart.com/kindafunny to see how low your Upstart rate is. Back to the show. But type in pronounce controversy. Because there's an optional way to
Controversy pronunciation.
There's a drop-down menu where you could pick different dialects, you know?
I think if we go...
Yeah, here we go. So American, play that shit. And then go to British. Yeah, Kevin.
You haven't actually clicked it, though.
Controversy.
Right? Let's hear the British.
Controversy.
Yeah, you got him, dude.
And I knew it. So, but here's the thing. I Googled it. I was like, I must be crazy, right? But I'm not crazy. There was an article that The Telegraph, Kevin, put out.
I'm listening.
Talking about how it's similar to the whoa thing. The WHOA thing, the correct way to spell it is going away, and then people are slowly spelling it WOAH, and that's just the new movement. And
still
in
banned
probably
in our
30
Twitch
years,
channel?
when all of us are died out, you'll only ever see it the WOAH way, you know?
Does anybody still write the word okay with okay, AW? Or AY? Sorry.
I do. Yeah, I
No,
do
I know
okay,
the
W.
W.
Do you really?
Yeah, or AY, yeah. I did the same
Yeah,
thing.
my bad.
I fucked up.
It just seems like such a waste of time, you know?
But this article makes a great point that
You
this
got the
article
job
was
done.
this article was from 2011, and it makes a great point that they believe a huge influence of American culture has changed the way a lot of British people say controversy, and now they say controversy, like the way we do. And so there's like this article had some things in there like how American culture is changing the way they do that. And in the next 30 years or so, well, this is just me assuming that in the future, nobody will say controversy anymore, and it'll all just be controversy because everybody's watching Marvel movies and fucking Disney movies and
But
shit.
how
you
are
know?
people going to say Puma?
Oh, that's a great question, Kevin.
You know what I mean?
Because they still say Puma, and they also say Nike.
Wait, do they actually say Puma? I was just making fun of Nick.
No, they say Puma.
No.
Yo, no, I'm serious. And I learned this because I was watching the Jeff Goldblum show, where they went the sneaker episode, and he goes to the Puma warehouse, and they talk about the creation of Puma instead of Puma. We call it
What?
Puma, but they call it Puma. They say Jaguar, we say Jaguar, or some people here say Jaguar.
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah, people here say Jaguar. It's crazy to me.
Hey, you're remembering things wrong. That's not how.
But they also say Nike instead of Nike, which is kind of bullshit because, like,
well, I
Puma's
mean,
an actual word. Nike was created by the people of Nike, and they said our company's name is Nike.
Yeah.
I mean, Nike's a word. It's just in Roman, right? It means victory.
That's a good point, Kevin.
Yeah.
who knows? It's hard to tell.
But anyway, yeah. So, again, let me just be clear. For all you fucking people out there,
You know who you are.
you know exactly who the fuck you are.
You know the way you speak.
I'm not saying that 99% of people in the UK say controversy. I'm not saying that 100% people say controversy, but it is a thing and it exists. And much like our past, Kevin, if we choose to ignore it, will we ever learn? And that has been this episode of the Kind of Funny podcast. So I actually want to end it there. That was kind of a cool way to end
was
it, I think.
perfect.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Kind of Funny podcast, where sometimes 3 or 4 or 5 best friends gather around this table to bring weird, wacky topics, questions from you, or just stuff off the top of our heads. Again, you can get the show everywhere where podcasts are available. You can watch it. Obviously, the rest of our videos here on kindoffunny.com. I meant to say youtube.com/kindoffunny. And podcast services around the globe.
It's the wrong
Joey?
show.
Cool, Greg. Kevin, thank you for joining me, on this journey. It's been a great time, guys. I need a pee so bad. And you know what? For the post show,
Why
I'm
is
going to
there so
pee
much? Why is this-
here in the set.
Are we in the post show yet?
Oh
We're in the
my
post show right now.